Today is a 3-day trip, 3 games. Today is Bucharest versus Manchester United. Tomorrow is Luton under-21s versus Brighton under-21s. And Saturday is Crawley versus Wrexham. I added some games to my games being to list on the train. Safely at Manchester Airport, I had a drink while I waited for the plane. Getting from the airport to the hostel in Bucharest was a bit difficult. The buses seemed to be taking a long time, and obviously short of time, arriving late. We arrived just 4 hours before kick-off. I was keen to get there, so I decided to get a taxi, trying to get an Uber, but they only have certain stopping points at the airport, and I couldn't work out on the map where those stopping points were, so I was kind of left with one choice only, and that was the taxis. And you could see they were keen as punch to rip you off. Anyway, so promised to put it on the meter, never did. Anyway, probably about 50 quid short, I think, now after that, which is a bit frustrating, but I got to the hostel in good time. So the least there's that, but it wasn't the greatest bit of ingenuity, that one. The hostel was great, and I was able to get some video editing done while I was there, and I did some stuff to social media regarding my videos. I had some dinner and a drink before I left for the game. I headed up to the ground in an Uber about an hour and a quarter before the game. I didn't book the Uber directly to the ground. I booked it for about a 25-minute walk away, and it came pretty swiftly, and it was really cheap, so that was good. And I got up to the ground and walked the rest of the way, so that was great. It's about an hour and a half walk back to the hostel, so I walked halfway because it was terrible trying to get a taxi by the ground, as you can imagine. So I walked halfway and then got a taxi. Again, I got an Uber, really cheap, so that was good. But I late getting in at just about 1:15 in the morning here. But obviously not too late because we're 2 hours ahead here. So quick kip, and then we'll be off back to Luton for the second game of the trip. Well, I had a couple of drinks in a coffee shop the following morning to kill a bit of time after getting kicked out of the hostel at 10. And having a few hours to wait before going to the airport, so I did some eBay and vintage stuff while I was in there. Had a bit of a nightmare getting to the airport, booked an Uber from the cafe, and guy said he was there, went outside, couldn't find him anywhere. Fair play, even the guy that was in the coffee shop came out because you could see me walking up and down. He said, "You alright?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "This Uber I booked says it's here, and can't find it anywhere." And he walked up and down the street, looked at the number, looked at where it was supposed to be, looked at the number plate on the Uber thing, couldn't find it anywhere. Anyway, no idea. He can't have been there. So anyway, he eventually cancelled the trip. I had to get another one. It was a bit frustrating, but I had loads of time, and I got the second one fine, no problem. Probably the quietest taxi driver I've ever met, but you know, fine. Got to the airport, and again the taxis are really cheap when you're booking the Ubers, so that was great. So it looks like tonight's changed. That Luton Brighton reserve game is off now. First of all, it had moved to St Albans, and now it's off totally, which leaves me in a bit of a predicament really, because I was booked to stay in Luton, so it being in St Albans was bad enough. So I looked around, and I don't get into Luton Airport until 5, just at the airport now in Bucharest, waiting to get the flight. So I don't get into Luton until 5, and then I'm going to be sort of only have a couple of hours, or less than a couple of hours really, to get across to somewhere and get a game in. But obviously I want to stick to my parameters. West Ham u21s are at home to Stoke at a place called Rush Green. So I'm going to go there. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff, so it's going to be a right dash across London to get there. But it's saying about an hour to get there from Luton Airport, so I should do that okay. Airports are pretty quiet this time of year, so it should be easy to get through the airport in Luton. They should make that. Now the only thing is I don't really want to go back to Luton after. It's just going to cost me a load of money to get back to Luton. And I've got to come back into London tomorrow, go to Crawley anyway, because I want to stick my bag into somewhere by Euston before I go off to Crawley really. So I thought maybe I could stay somewhere in London. My friend Fuzzy offered me a place, Lewisham Premier Inn. I look where Lewisham is compared to Rush Green, and it's about as far as going to Luton, and I'd still have to go up to Euston to put my bag in the morning. So I looked around Euston, and one hostel I stay in by Russell Square tube station is available for 23 quid. So I've booked that, and hopefully I can leave my bag there tomorrow morning, so that'll reduce my costs on the bag, and I won't have to faff around going back to Luton. So though I will have lost my hotel in Luton, which was 39, I'm not going to get that back now. I will have kind of equalled it out by not having to go back into to Luton, and I won't have to put my bag in anywhere to pay extra to put my bag in somewhere tomorrow. So hopefully that'll work out okay. So here we go, all ready for the last game of the trip. Quick drink in Victoria before we get the train to Crawley, and a chance to do some stuff on eBay and Vinted. had a couple of drinks around Crawley, including the Railway, the White Hart and Wetherspoons.
Don't take a step backwards. That's a big one already.
So £345 for this trip, a couple of hiccups, including the taxi into Bucharest and the having to pay for the Luton Hotel and the London hostel with the change of the game on the Friday night. But apart from that, quite a well managed trip, to be honest with you, considering that includes flights back and to from Bucharest. So I think I'm quite pleased with that one, to be honest with you. A couple of things to add before I finish this video. One, I'd like to go through the way I packed and try to save money with what I had with me. So just taking a look at this picture to go, obviously I'm staying in hostels, so I try to take my own food with me. And as you can see nearest the bottom of this picture where this rainbowy bag thing is, that's a couple of extra bags I always take for carrying stuff around hostels, like plastic bags, or just like a little net bag there just to carry stuff into the bathrooms and stuff like that. Obviously they take up no room at all, and on top of those is my sleep headphones, which are great for blocking out noise in the hostels and that. Next to that is a extra wire, which is also useful. Next to that I've got my passport because I'm going abroad, and also you always need the ID for the hostels as well. Next to that I've got my multi-plug, which has got loads of USB, 4 or 5 USB connections to it, and also I can swap it around for any country connection as well, so that's great. Next to that I've got a thin power pack. I keep this with me as I can slip it into my shoe doing grounds in Europe, because a lot of grounds in Europe you can't get your power packs in, they take them off you. I always put that into my shoe. Next to that I've got a little wallet full of foreign money like euros and all that, which I can use along. And next to that is my spare phone, which I always take abroad with me. It's always useful to have that, just in case my phone breaks, whatever, because everything's on your phone these days. It's always good to have that. Also, if you're going into the ground and you're not going to get a power pack in or whatever, it's always useful to take that in you, because it won't take a phone off you. And then next to that, I've got the end a little bag which I keep all my tickets in. I've got lots of tickets to get around the Crawley game, so took that with me as well. But that is some painkillers always worth taking, especially travelling around a lot. And not a lot of sleep, so it was well worth taking that with you. Next to that is my bowl, which is a fold-up bowl, good to eat out of, and make your sandwiches in, which I'll talk a bit more about in a bit. Next to that, you can see is like a small key fob, which looks like a car key fob. That is actually another small charger which I can connect to onto a key ring. That's my keys. That always gets into a ground because it looks like a car key. It doesn't give you much charge, but it does give you a little bit, so that's always handy to keep with you as well. Now, obviously next to that as well, there's another power pack which I'll take with me as well. And then moving on to the next line of stuff, we start looking by the rainbow bag. You can see the rainbow bag again there. We have got some beef jerky, a few packs of that, that's good for your lunch, and obviously you can take that. It doesn't really degrade any time, so that's fine. Just to the, next to that, let's just see the clear black bag there, which obviously needs to go through the scanner, so I have to have a clear plastic bag. It's got Nutella in it there, some Nutella things, and also some little pots of gosh, I can't look at the name now. Peanut butter, that's the word I'm looking for. I put the peanut butter in these little pots. First time I've used those, so I put Nutella in as well because I wasn't too sure they would get through security, but they got through fine, so that was good. So that was great. Use those as well. Also, what else I've got in there is some long life milk as well, little sachets. So they are good for making tea and stuff like that. So it's good for making drinks. So I keep all those together. And obviously I've got a small spray, a deodorant spray, and a small aftershave in there as well. Obviously they've all got to go in the same bag because you only have to take one clear plastic bag through security. Next to that are 2 overshoes. I always take just in case the bathroom floors are quite dirty, but I did need to use them while I was away. Next to that, I've got my toothbrush, my shaver, and as you can see there is my little fork as well. Now that fork is a fork and a spoon. It also has one little serrated edge on the end of one of the prongs as well, which you can go for as a knife as well, just to cut a bit of bread or something. It's handy. So these obviously above that, as I've said before, are my shower slippers. They're great for the hostels. Above that, I got a big jumper because it was due to be cold at Crawley, so I took that. And next to that, I've got a smaller jumper which I can use down the hostels, and I can also use when I'm in Bucharest as well. Next to those, I've got a little bag there full of tea bags, and next to that, just above it, is a pack of plastic sandwich bags as well, to put some sandwiches in when I make them. Next to those, I've got my water bottle, which is fold up. Next to those, a couple of apples. They're great for breakfast, obviously they're great to travel with. Above that, I've got my fold up mug, which is great because it folds down and you can make tea and what have you, which is great. Now, next to them, you can see I've got some baps as well. Now what I do with those is I freeze them and take them frozen so that they unfreeze during the day, defrost during the day, and then I can put them, by the time I get to the hostels, I can put them straight into the hostels fridges and keep fresh, obviously. And then next to that as well, obviously I've made 2 baps for going on the day, and so I can make those with the peanut butter and what have you, so that's great. Just to the side of those things, at the top there is a couple of pairs of boxes, t-shirts, socks, and my towel as well, a little towel for the hostels as well. So that's all I really take with me. As you can see, I've got to buy a new bag as well, actually. See at the end of the picture there, I got a rucksack, which I had to get because the other one's getting a bit of hole in it, so I got that one. So it's just an easy rucksack which can fit on your back and go under the chair on an aeroplane, so no issue having to make any extra money for that. So that's all I really take with me. So it keeps me well fed and well clothed for the journeys. So the other thing I wanted to speak about was my virtual SIM, which I use to get a local SIM card, and I use that so that I can listen to the games when I'm abroad. So what I do with that is then I get the virtual SIM, which is get data at a local price, and then I use that then to to put the put a VPN on, and I can listen to the commentary from the UK. Years ago, I used to use local commentary and just hear the names in the foreign commentary to know who was on the ball. But now I'm able to listen to it much better through the VPN and the virtual sim, which is great, and it works perfectly. The other thing I did as well, while I was at the West Ham game, they did their reserve games through YouTube, so I was able to listen to the commentary of that game as well through YouTube. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any commentary of the Wrexham game, but 2 out of 3 is not too bad, I don't suppose.